let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.
What's up, y'all? It's your Majesty Prince of Picks here at your service, here from the PickManagement Podcast Network, and I'm here to give y'all our best bets for the Asian Cup round of 16 matches taking place starting on Sunday, January 28th, 6:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Australia will be taking on Indonesia. Indonesia has allowed 6 goals in 3 group stage matches. They came into this tournament as one of the worst defensive teams in the tournament, having allowed tons of goals left and right. I expect that to continue here. I think Australia wins this one comfortably. So our best bet for this match is going to be Australia, -2 on the Asian spread, currently at -115. Next up, 11 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Tajikistan will be taking on the United Arab Emirates. UAE has been underwhelming in this tournament. Meanwhile, Tajikistan has been fairly competitive in all 3 of their matches. So for that reason, we like Tajikistan to get the upset here. We think Tajikistan is going to advance. Plus 165, we think they're the better side here with more momentum. Next up, we're going to go to Monday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Iraq will be taking on Jordan. Iraq has seen both teams to score in all 3 of their group stage matches, and they have also seen the game total go over 2.5 in all 3 of their group stage matches. Meanwhile, Jordan has seen both teams to score in 1 of their 3 matches, and the total over 2.5 in 2 of their 3 matches. So when these teams meet, there's typically goals. We think that's going to continue here again. So we like both teams to score yes at -105. Next up, 11 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Qatar, the host nation, will be taking on Palestine. Palestine has had a great story. They've been the story of the tournament, given what's going on in their country, the fact that they're even able to have a team, let alone have a team compete in an international tournament, let alone have a team compete in an international tournament and advance out of the group stage is quite remarkable. However, I think the Cinderella story ends here. I do expect Qatar to win this one rather comfortably. We're going to be taking Qatar -1 on the Asian spread, current value -140. Next up, we're going to head over to Tuesday, January 30th, 6:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff, where Uzbekistan will be taking on Thailand. Uzbekistan, they have allowed just 1 goal in all 3 of their group stage matches. Meanwhile, Thailand, even better, has allowed 0 goals in all 3 of their group stage matches. These are 2 very defensively sound teams. With this being a single elimination knockout stage match, we expect this to be rather cagey. Not a lot of goals, not a lot of scoring opportunities. We're going to think both sides are not going to want to concede to the other. So for that reason, we are going to be taking the game total under 2.5 goals, current value at -155. Next up, 11 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Saudi Arabia will be taking on South Korea. Saudi Arabia, they have allowed just 1 goal in their 3 group stage matches. Meanwhile, South Korea has been one of the leakiest defenses in this tournament, having allowed 6 goals in their 3 group stage matches. This South Korea team has not looked like the same dominating team that entered this tournament. They have been on a bit of a backslide here in this tournament with some underwhelming results against Jordan and Malaysia. And so we don't like their chances here against the Saudi Arabia team that almost has home field advantage, with Saudi Arabia being very geographically close to Qatar. We expect a lot of Saudis to be at this match, and Saudi Arabia is a quality side. We expect them to have every right to compete in this match. So our official bet for this one is going to be Saudi Arabia, double chance at +115. We think they could get the win outright here. We think they're a live dog, but we'll take the double chance as some insurance just in case it does get to extra time. If it does get to extra time, we might like South Korea in that spot just because they might have some more experienced players should it go to a shootout. But we think Saudi Arabia has every right to win this match. So again, Saudi Arabia, double chance, +115. Next up, we're going to head to Wednesday, the final day of the round of 16 matches taking place in the Asian Cup. 6:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff. Bahrain will be taking on Japan. Japan has scored a whopping 8 goals in their 3 matches of group play. Their offensive power has continued into this tournament. They came into this tournament as one of the highest scoring nations, not only in the region, but in the world as of recently. And they have continued that trend through this tournament thus far. We don't think Bahrain has enough offense to keep up here in this match. So again, Japan, they should win this one rather comfortably. We're going to be taking Japan minus 1.75 on the Asian spread. That value is currently at minus 125. And for our final match of the Asian Cup round of 16 matches taking place on Wednesday, January 31st, we're going to head to an 11 a.m. Eastern kickoff, where Iran will be taking on Syria. Iran, undefeated in 29 out of 30 matches versus Syria all time. Their one loss came back in 1973, so it's been over 30, 40 years since Syria has defeated the Iranians. We don't expect it to happen here. Syria is on the downslide of their momentum. A few years ago, back in 2018, they were competing for a spot in the World Cup. They were going far in the World Cup qualifying, but since then they've regressed. They've regressed a lot, and they've only scored one goal, and they've only allowed one goal in 3 matches so far in this tournament. So they have been a rather uninspiring team. Iran, meanwhile, has looked like one of the favorites to win it all. So for that reason, we like Iran to win this one. We're going to take Iran minus 1.5 at plus 100. We think they win this one by 2+ goals. That's going to do it for our coverage of the Asian Cup round of 16 matches taking place between Sunday, January 28th and Wednesday, January 31st. For more details, picks, and analysis, make sure to follow me on TikTok and X at Prince of Picks 10. You're also going to want to follow the YouTube channel at PickManagement Podcast Network. We will be covering every match of the Asian Cup and African Cup of Nations all the way through the finals of both tournaments. We are also doing a 7-day-a-week NBA gambling show, so you're going to want to hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our daily videos that we are posting. Until next time, we will see you soon.